You may have heard of the monumental study done by the Pew Research Center on America's changing religious landscape. 35,000 adults 18 and over were interviewed for this significant study. It was a repeat study from one done in 2007. And so it covers a 7-year gap, and the comparisons are from 2007, by and large, to 2014. And here's what we've discovered. Adult Americans who describe themselves as Christians has dropped by nearly 8 percentage points, from 78.4% in 2007 to 70.6% in 2014. At the same time, those who are religiously unaffiliated, what are now being called nuns, that's not nun like Roman Catholic nun, that's nun, N-O-N-E. So when they ask about religious affiliation, they check the box that says nun. Those who are religiously unaffiliated in just 7 years has jumped up more than 6 points, from 16.1% in 2007 to 22.8% in 2014. Now, the interesting thing is that most of the nuns, the biggest majority, are young people, what we call millennials, but it also is showing across generations that the category of nun is growing as well. Many religious age groups are aging, and yet the unaffiliated are getting younger. The median age for the unaffiliated, or the nuns, is 36, down from 38 in 2007. The population's general median age, adults in the United States, has increased to 46. By contrast, the median age for mainline, old-line Protestants, of which the ELCA is a part, is up to 52, which is 2 years older than in 2007. By contrast, the median age at St. Mark is 30. One of the interesting things for us at St. Mark to ponder is why we are experiencing such a different reality than the greater context in which we find ourselves. There are some factors involved in the growth of the nuns and the declining of Christian affiliation. For example, we know that younger people in particular show less loyalty to denominations than before. In fact, we're aware that across generations, if you are under the age of 60, your sense of denominational loyalty has waned to be almost non-existent. 36% of young millennials are unaffiliated, and 34% of the older millennials, those 25 to 33, are unaffiliated. And we have religious switching that is going on. According to the Pew Research Center's study, we have found that many people who are raised a particular denomination have switched. Nearly 1 in 5 U.S. adults, 18%, were raised in one religious affiliation and now have switched to another. 9% of American adults have had no affiliation, were not raised in any affiliation, and now say they are part of a church of one sort or another, 4.3% of them Christian. But for one person that was raised unaffiliated with no religious background, more than 4 people have become religious nuns that were part of a church before. If you're like me, you either know or have families with children where the children no longer attend church. The opportunity we have with a younger congregation is to move in the opposite direction of what the culture seems to be going. The interesting thing for us at St. Mark is how. How do we respond? Well, I know many of my colleagues in ministry are depressed by this. They see this as an inevitable decline, and they're just going to hang on. Jesus said, "The fields are white with harvest, the laborers are few. Pray that God will send laborers." we have never had the kind of opportunity we have today to speak to the religious needs of people. They haven't gone away. But how we do that, what we say when we do that, how we behave when we witness, all of those things, I think, we need to reflect seriously on, so that at St. Mark we can continue not just to grow, but to impact the lives of people across generations. Our vision still holds, growing disciples across generations with a real faith for real life. And adults in the United States, still one of the most highly religious cultures in the world, have deep interest in spiritual matters, not necessarily in affiliating with a particular denomination or church.